So as a 44-year-old, I want to talk to the 20s and 30-year-olds because there are some lessons that I want to impart with you that I do not want you to repeat the mistakes that I made in my 20s and 30s. So as a 44-year-old, I sat down the other day and I was thinking and reflecting on my financial standing because that's where most people make the mistakes. In case you have not noticed, I am black. I grew up in a black family. And as you probably know, most of us grew up in poverty or a poor background, and there is no such a thing as financial education or knowledge because our parents themselves were living day to day, making sure that the household is taken care of, the kids went to bed with full stomachs, and maybe sometime now and again, if things are good in that particular year, we get taken to holidays. Obviously, the holiday is just going to be down the road because we can't spend extravagantly. So, of course, as a young person watching all this situation at home, you promise yourself that I don't want to be like this, not because your parents did something wrong. Sometimes it is because of the system of that particular country that is designed for a certain group of people not to succeed, but only to become laborers or even slaves. So, of course, I come from an apartheid background, meaning I grew up in South Africa, as you probably know our history of apartheid, where our economic system was only designed for white people to succeed while black people became laborers and slaves to these individuals. And on top of that, we were segregated, staying in places where chances of success were next to nothing, together with an education system that they have designed not to produce critical thinkers, people that can actually stand on their own and self-determine in terms of financially. So, of course, you dream of these things that someday when I grow up, I'm going to get my family out of this situation. And in order for me to do this, I need to commit myself to school. And that's exactly what I did together with my siblings. Fortunately for my mother, who was a single parent, it's not that she was absent, but because she's a single parent and on top of that she had 4 children to take care of, she was never around to sit us down and talk to us about finances. Even the little that she owned, she would be left with nothing. So there's no way that she would say, hey, you see this $100, this is how much I'm going to stretch it in order for us to be able to survive for the rest of the month. On top of that, pay school fees, buy school uniforms, buy textbooks, etc. and so on. And when we get sick, we are taken to the doctor. Out of that $100 alone, some people might think $100 is a lot of money, but in a country like ours, it's almost next to nothing. Even in the 80s and 70s, it was still not that much, but we survived. Now, as I grew up, I went to school, did all the right things, connected the dots and checked all the boxes. And I had a dream that I'm going to go to university and then I'm going to study for a specific job that I wanted to do. I wanted to study law. And then I ended up doing totally something. In fact, I wanted to study medicine and I ended up doing something totally different. But subsequently, when I was done with university, I became a researcher. Part of being a researcher, I also worked for a political party that was in parliament here in South Africa. And money started coming in, things started getting better for my family. Now, that is mistake number 1. I completely forgot about myself. I mean, looking at my 40s, when I was in my early 20s, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of saving for my 40s. I didn't think of financial freedom. It was far from my mind. And I'll tell you what, in South Africa, we got this term called black tax. So you earn money, government take its taxes, and then your cut, you still have to pay black tax to family members that are unemployed. Sometimes it's your immediate family, sometimes it'll be your immediate family as well as extended family. And sometimes can be your immediate family, extended family, and your next door neighbor who obviously they have absolutely nothing to eat. So you take from that little salary that you get at the end of the month and take care of people. Unfortunately, in my case, it so happened that people started relaxing. They stopped dreaming. They stopped becoming as aspirant or having some kind of inspiration to be something, like going to school and finding jobs. Because why? Our older brother is taking care of us. That's the first mistake that I made towards my financial freedom in my 40s, or at least building up my wealth when I reach my 40s. Now, I want to talk about 15 or so lessons that I've learned, and I got my notes right here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we are going to talk about, and I want to start with the first one. I realized that as I was growing up, watching my mom really taking care of us and with the little that she had, for some reason, I developed a fear of success. I think the fear of success for me, it was more about me changing, because I've seen people from being the most nicest people, and the moment they have money, they turned into these horrible human beings. They thought they were better than other people. They started mistreating people. They just did all the wrong things that I stand against. And I fear that if I also became successful, I may end up being a horrible person. So that's a lesson, but it is also a negative lesson towards your financial freedom when you reach your 40s, because sometimes you might think, at 45, I want to retire, or at 45, I want to be comfortable. But because I was fearful of success, I was holding myself back from so many things and so many opportunities that were coming my way. And I'm telling you, I was having a lot of opportunities in my 20s simply because some people considered me to be smart, or I saw things in a different light that brought success to that particular establishment or organization. And me, at the end of the day, I was holding myself back and just giving my all to other people's success. The second lesson that I learned is how I was spending money. Now, remember, I grew up in a family of a one parent and 4 children, and every cent that my mom earned, it went towards taking care of us, making sure that we went to school, etc., and everything that I've said earlier. And she will be left with absolutely nothing in her savings. She didn't save anything all the way to the day she passed away. So I never learned the value of saving money. The moment I get my salary, and then it is what do you call this? It is distributed the way I've said, with black tax. I'm left with whatever I'm left with. I never took it and put it in the savings. I spent that money on frivolous things sometimes. If I felt like taking a vacation, I would take a vacation. If I felt like I wanted this expensive pair of shoes, I would buy those pairs of shoes. And I didn't think about the future. I think, again, trauma from my upbringing without us being taught financial education. Lesson number 3, I am a loner. I'm not a person that has friends. Everything that I do it by myself. And I've noticed that when you are by yourself, you always have money. Even though I was not saving the money, I always had money, because if I had friends, that means we have to go out. That means we have to go and hang out with a specific group of people, probably clubbing and sitting in pubs or clubs and with women and all of that. And by the end of the weekend of payday, every cent has been spent. But because I am a loner, I learned that less trouble, I don't have to think about anything or anyone. And on top of that, I don't have children to also worry about. That's another trauma that I had from growing poor, that, oh my goodness, I think I subconsciously, I may have made a decision that as long as I am not financially stable, I am not bringing no kid into this world, because of my own experience and how I saw how poverty and horrendous it was towards me and my siblings. So I never wanted to impose that on an innocent child. Lesson number 4, always have a plan. This is not as I am growing around 27, 28, which I always believe that I think we are children up until the age of 25. Then you have the age of 26 where your brain somersaults into 27, where you're like, wait a minute, I'm about to turn 30 and I haven't accomplished anything. That's when you become an adult, as far as I'm concerned. That's when you start thinking as a woman or as a man. So when I turned 27, I realized, oh no, I have nothing. And I started panicking, like seriously panicking, trying to put contingency plans. If I turn 40, what would I have? If I turn 50, what will I have? And I started quickly putting all these plans together because I realized that nobody was coming to rescue me, which is true. And nobody is coming to rescue you in any situation. I learned that sometimes when people had things and then you did not have things and you wanted to borrow or lend from people, they will tell you they don't have when indeed they do have. The reason why they say they don't have is because they don't want to sever the relationship between you and them. So to protect the friendship or the acquaintanceship or the good connection is to simply say, no, we don't have. So that is why I realized I need to put a plan together. By the time I turned 30, my plans were not planning. That much I can tell you. That is why it's important that you start from when you finish high school. Put those plans together and implement them and follow that plan, whether it's a business plan or it is a career path. Follow it to the T so that when you turn 30 and you look back, you'll be like, okay, the sacrifices were great. Now let's look to the next decade. And now you are expanding those plans. I'm talking financial plans here. You expand these financial plans by now starting thinking about investments, like where I'm going to put my money and grow it while I sleep or while I continue working my 9 to 5. Or basking in the Durban sun while my money is working for me. This is when you start thinking also about other streams of income to add on to the main one, whether it's your 9 to 5 salary, things of that nature. Lesson number 5 that I learned is that it's important that you read and watch television shows that go along with your mind, whatever it is that you're thinking. If you're thinking wealth, always inform yourself about the economy and wealth-related books, wealth-related television shows, or whatever the case might be. Fill your mind with knowledge when it comes to finances so that when you take a decision to implement a plan in investment, you know exactly where to invest your money. And whenever other investment opportunities come by, you know that it's a good investment plan. Put it in and just let your money grow on its own. Lesson number 6, do things differently. Sometimes you would think that, oh, I went to university, got my degree, now I am pinned to a desk till I'm 65. If you feel like it's no longer working for you, do not be afraid to pivot. Like myself, when I realized that what I went to school for was no longer working for me, I pivoted. I became a researcher instead. And that's where I became more of myself, more happier and more relaxed than I was in. The reason why I'm not mentioning the job is because it was quite sensitive. And I can't talk about it, unfortunately. But anyways, I shifted to becoming a researcher, and I became more relaxed. So I pivoted from that career to research. Even in research, I knew that I was going to reach my limit, which I did last year, which is 2024, where I decided, you know what? I'm quitting my 9 to 5. I'm going to start my own business. And here I am with YouTube channels, 5 of them, and all 5 of them are making me money. And this one that I am currently growing as well, I know at some point when it starts growing, it's going to add on to my income as a YouTuber or content creator. So even when it doesn't make sense, as long as you know you are ready, quit and do something that you are passionate about. Lesson number 7, people's eyes, in brackets, material things, don't matter. Material things come and go, especially when you are going to chase fast fashion. Fast fashion, it's a 3-month thing. After 3 months, it is out of fashion, and all those tens of thousands of dollars that you spent gone down the drain with the moment the season came to an end. So never want to make yourself feel better by wearing expensive clothes and driving expensive cars and flying first class or business class, and yet your future still needs you to pump more money so that 10 years, 20 years down the line, when you turn 40, you are going to laugh all the way to the bank, and then you experience financial freedom, probably in your late 50s, probably mid 50s, all the way to probably the day you die. Lesson number 8, never procrastinate. There is never the right time. Right now is the right time to do whatever it is that you aspire to. And it's never too late. Just because you are now in your 40s, or maybe you are now in your mid 30s or late 30s and you haven't accomplished anything, it's never too late. So don't look at yourself in the mirror and say, I wanted to study law and I'm now 39 years old. I'm going to be old. I went to school with a 65-year-old woman. She sat next to me. We became friends and study buddies when I was at university. And she graduated and became a CEO of a company when she was 72. At 80, when she passed away, she looked back in her deathbed and said, "It was never too late," she said. And I even said that on her funeral, like, this is what I learned from her. So it's true. There is never a right time. The right time is now. And if you feel it's too late, it's never too late. Just do it. Whatever it is that you want to do to improve your life and your financial freedom, just do it right now. Whether that is starting a YouTube channel, or whether that is starting a side hustle, or that is adding a new stream of income, or getting married, or starting a family at 40, it's never too late. And it can never be a wrong time. Don't procrastinate. Lesson number 9, keep your body fit. Okay, this one I'm still failing at, but I have gymmed before and I have had rippled muscles and six-pack and thighs that look like of a Greek god before. But somehow I slacked, and then all that muscles turned into fat and I became unfit. It's important that as you grow, you go to the gym or you exercise, do something to keep your mind and your body and soul fit and strong, so that you are able to continue taking on these challenges in reaching your financial freedom. Let's talk about forgiveness, which is lesson number 10. You know, it's never been your parents' fault why you failed in life. And it's also not necessarily your fault as well why you are failing in life. Sometimes it is by design. It's important that you read between the line, scrutinize the situation from the day you were born to date, and look at the efforts that your parents really try to do so that they give you a better life. Unfortunately, because of resources, they may have failed, and probably you are angry at them that, oh, why they were never rich, or why this and why that. Sometimes it's by design, especially if you are here. We were not given we did not grow in a family with a silver platter, or the silver spoon. We had to, or our parents had to hustle in order for us to be here today. And I know sometimes that mentality or that fate rolls over to us as well, simply because the parents could not afford to take you to university, and therefore you ended up doing these odd jobs with your senior certificate, and you could not go above what that situation placed you. Probably you worked at the supermarket as a cashier or a cleaner, but you had bigger dreams and you did not know how to reach them. Do not be angry at them, and forgive them. And most importantly, forgive yourself as well. Lesson number 11. Let me tell you something. Whatever it is that you are working on, it doesn't matter how impossible it may feel, it's going to work out at the end of the day. As long as you remain consistent, as long as you remain committed, as long as you also learn and enhance that knowledge you have about whatever it is that you are doing, trust me when I tell you, you will succeed. So just hold on just a little while longer and continue until you get your breakthrough. Lesson number 12. This one is, it's a bit funny. Age is nothing but a number. Don't look at yourself and say, oh, I'm too old for this. Never. And don't listen to people when they tell you, aren't you too old for this? That is them discouraging you. Take that as a challenge and prove to them that it doesn't matter how old I am. All right? So if you are 20 and you don't have a child, great. That gives you better opportunities to pursue your dreams, irrespective of whether you have a degree, a diploma, or a senior certificate, or nothing at all. Just get yourself up. Do not let age to define you, and do not let age hold you back. Pursue your dreams, irrespective of how old you are. I'm 44 years old. I started a YouTube channel. That YouTube channel got monetized, and I started the second one, got monetized, the third one got monetized. While people were saying, isn't this for kids? Yeah, but I'm making money. Money has no age. So don't think and look and listen to people. Listen to your gut feel. Lesson number 13. Your situation only changes when you change your attitudes. What do I mean by that? If your attitude is, vele, I grew up poor, well, then you're going to remain in that situation. But if your mindset is, I'm a go-getter, go and get, and you will see your situation changes. Do not listen and pay attention to your past, because sometimes your past will discourage you. Don't look at that way. And also don't look at other people and compare yourself to them and say, oh, I'm older than them, yet they are more successful than me. Or the kid that was 2 classes behind me today, they are CEO of their own companies. Why me? Whatever. No, you are on the wrong path. Look at yourself in the mirror. As Michael Jackson would say, change starts with the man in the mirror. So when you change your mindset, your situation changes as well. Lesson number 14. Have a gift of giving. You know, when you give, with the little that you have, it has a tendency of giving back to you 10 times fold. If you are going to give somebody 100 Rand, somebody came up to you and say, hey, can you please give me 100 Rand? And you do give them 100 Rand. That has a tendency of coming back to you 10 times fold. I feel like the gift of giving has a very high vibration, and especially when you give with your whole heart and no reservations and conditions, you just give from the bottom of your heart. You will see great things happen in your life. Sometimes it's not necessarily somebody that's going to come and ask you, but sometimes just you saying, you know what, I'm going to walk out there and the first person I come across, I'll give them this 100 Rand. And you will see the blessings flowing into your life after that. It might not happen today, tomorrow, next year, but it might happen sometime during your lifetime. So as well, look at blessings. In most times, blessings don't come dressed well, they come dressed raggedy. When you chase away or shut the door on somebody that looks raggedy because they asked and had the audacity to knock on your door, and you shut the door on them, you have actually shut your blessings away. So have the gift of giving, and 10 times fold you shall receive. Lesson number 15, have a strategic plan on your financial freedom. This is almost what I said earlier, but this one you are specifically focusing on your financial freedom. So when you start working at the age of 20, already have that plan. Find a financial advisor if you have to. You'll find them in your bank as well, where you bank, and you pay a small fee, and they will start you that infrastructure where some portion of your salary will go there. Just think about a good financial strategy that you can commit to for as long as you can, hopefully for all the years as an employee or even a business owner. You know that there's money just sitting there for you. When you are older, it's going to take care of you probably and your family. Lesson number 16, accept the things that you cannot control. I think there is even a quote or a prayer like that one. Memorize it, and every time you find yourself in a situation that you know you cannot control, recite that quote. I accept the things that I cannot control, and everything that is said there. I used to have an English teacher. Whenever she found it a little bit difficult in class, maybe the students are finding it a little bit difficult to understand her, she would actually recite it under her breath. You could literally hear her, and she used to have these these rhodes beads, and she would spin them and say, please help me accept the things that I cannot control, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes we would even say it along, I even forgot, we would say it along with her because we were supporting her emotionally, because we were finding something a little bit difficult. Same thing in life. There are things that are going to come your way that you have no control over. Accept them, because the soonest you accept that, the more happier and clear-minded you are going to be. Lesson number 17 and the final one, always be grateful. Gratitude is like the gift of giving. Somewhere, somehow, things just happen for you without you even seeking for them. You know why they're attracted to you? Because they know when they come into your life, you are going to be grateful for them. So never take gratitude for granted. Be happy the moment you open your eyes in the morning, and when your feet touch the ground, before you lift your body from the bed to the bathroom, say thank you. Whoever or whatever it is that you believe in, say thank you. And as you walk to the bathroom to release yourself, thank every step that you take. When you shower, you say thank you. When you dress up, you say thank you. When you leave, going to work or to your business, you say thank you. When you arrive there, you say thank you. When you eat, thank you. Just be grateful, and you will see things just happening almost like magically. It also goes along with positive thinking, positive expectations, positive feelings, and believing that the things that I am pursuing today, whether it's financial, with family, friends, or yourself, whatever the case might be thankful for those moments, and you will see magic happening in your life. So other than that, those are the 17 lessons that I've learned as a 44-year-old that I would like to impart on 20 and 30-year-olds. I don't know if this is going to help you anyway, but just take leave from my own experiences and mistakes that I have made growing up to the age that I'm at right now. Other than that, guys, please don't leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. That is if you find value in it. And I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.